parenting, communication in marriage or relationships, losing a parent, friendships affecting your journey, and childhood trauma. What does that sound like? What do you guys, does that sound okay? Trust? Would trust be the last thing? And trust. And trust. Okay. Childhood trauma and trust. Okay. All right. Let's go through the first one. All right. Let's go through the first one about parenting. I want to let you guys know now that I'm a parent, I am fully on the parent side. Right? I am a parent now. I am fully invested in being a parent. I don't agree with some of the things that us as kids or us as children we have going on in our heads about our parents. Right. And I think it's unfair because now that I'm a parent, like I judge myself at a different level, but also I see how other parenting styles go. And I know how I was raised and how that could shape who you are and what you believe in. Parenting is one of the toughest jobs in the world, if not the toughest job, because you have this being that is on earth that was created, right? And you're legitimately trying to steer this being into the right direction as best you can, even though they have thoughts on their own. And I have 3 children. So, a 9-year-old girl, daughter, and then 2 sons who are 2 and 4, right? And now that I have children, I look at my dad in such a different light because he took the time to invest in me. Shout out to all the parents that take the time to invest in their children, right? Because there are a lot of households that are around the world or children are going through and their parents aren't investing in them, or they don't necessarily have the connection to their parents or to their parent that they need, right? Because one thing I don't necessarily condone is a very passive parent, like somebody that's very passive or a parent that's not trying to be involved or trying their best to do all that they can to show up for their child. Now, I get work goes on. I get, circumstances may come, right? Oh, thank you guys, Rotunda Morgan. Thank you. I appreciate you for tuning in. Thank you. This is definitely a cross-generational platform, by the way. This will be responsible for all ages and all walks of life. All right. I appreciate you. All right. But back to parenting, where I look at it as though active parents, and it's not like the helicopter parents, even though helicopter parents are good too for certain things. It's just because you need somebody looking out for you and watching your step and watching your back. But the parents that don't try to be active in their kid's life and are very passive, that's something that I don't necessarily agree with all the time. It's not that I get mad or disappointed. It's just like kids need active parents. They need them to show up for the little things, right? And kids' memories, the child's memory is just being shaped every day. And what I've learned is you're not going to be there for everything, so get used to that. You're not going to be right every time, so get used to that. And you're going to make mistakes along the way, but taking accountability and being there for your child to hear them out and emotionally engage with them and watch them grow, not just from afar, but interrupting some of the moves that they may make that may be detrimental to who they're becoming. Right? I don't know all the answers about being a great parent all the time. All I know is I strive to be a better parent every day. And that's what I push for now when I'm talking to parents and I'm even talking to my dad. I just push towards being a better parent every day. And I push my dad to be a better parent every day. I push my stepmom to be a better parent. I push my sister, and just like my wife pushes me to be a better parent. And we just push each other every day because the more that you are surrounded with a support system, a village, a tribe, the more that you're surrounded around individuals that are there unconditionally to support the growth of the children, then you have a great chance. And unfortunately in my community, at times the father has been stereotypically not there, and that's been seen as you know it's been misinterpreted because a lot of people don't know the historical contextualization of that, of why Black fathers weren't in the house and why it's a stereotype or it's a joke like, oh, you're Black, you don't have a father, or oh, you're Black, you don't have this, or you're Black, you don't have that. So it does have some racial undertones that are disrespectful. So reasoning with that is like understanding that parents back in the 60s or 50s or even the 40s, there was a no man in the house type of rule, especially when it came to welfare. Right. And my circumstances are totally different. But one thing I could say about parents that grew up in a similar condition or similar circumstance where they only had one parent in the house or no parents or one mom or one dad was they were trying to figure out how to be better parents than what they had. And that's what I had growing up is my dad just wanted to be a better parent than what he had as a father, right? He wanted to be a better father than his father. So he was there every single time, not only for me, but for my sister. And I just learned that he's trying to piece life together just like I am, right? He's not going to be perfect. I know our parents are usually our first heroes and we look up to them and we respect them. Sometimes we overly respect them because we're trying to make them happy and we're trying to be an image that they are going to be proud of instead of focusing on just developing and continue to be a better person. Learn from your parents' mistakes, learn from your parents' sins, sort of say, right? And don't inherit those, but ultimately understand as well that you are a part of them no matter what. And I'm sharing this with you guys because as I grow as a parent, I know that I have to expand more in terms of how I receive that support and how I receive it's not even so much the support, right? I want to change that. I want to be responsible for my words. It's never about being, like I said, that perfect parent. Is literally about being that better parent or that parent that takes accountability to do better next time. And you got to give parents a lot of grace, man, because they are literally working hard to provide a roof over your head, right? Most parents are doing this, trying to put you in better financial position or trying to make up for the lost time that they had growing up with their parents or the lack thereof time that they spent with their parents. It's a lot of lost children that become parents and then end up raising children that don't necessarily have the concept down. And that includes me, right? Like when I became a father, I wasn't ready to be a father. Like it wasn't planned out. So I had to figure it out over time. And I didn't want to let go of my young ideology, right, of what it means to be a parent. Cause I thought it was just as simple. You bathe them, you clothe them, you give them food and you love them. And that's all it is. And it's like, heck no, that's not all it is. Right. Heck no, that's not all it is. It's so much more than that. And again, I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because I believe that this conversation is made for more collaboration, and you guys shouldn't just be taking it, the advice just from me. I'm just speaking on like parenting, what it means to me, and how I've grown with my dad as a son, and then also with other parental figures in my life where they've helped steer me in the right direction. Right. So I appreciate you guys listening to that. So if you have a parent at home, please give them a hug. If you have both parents at home, please give them a big hug. If you have your grandparents and they raised you, please give them a hug. Please give the parental figures in your life a hug because they were doing the best that they could. And they were doing the best that they can with all the information that was provided. Now, I can't speak for everyone in terms of being responsible as a parent because there are definitely some irresponsible ways and habits that get tossed around when people become parents because I don't think everyone is ready to become a parent. But yeah, shout out to all the children that have raised themselves. You know what I mean? I know who you are. I appreciate you. You're not alone out here. Shout out to all the children that feel alone or feel isolated, like they can't get what they need out of their parents, because there's always that too. And, children end up becoming adults and they have thoughts of their own. And I respect that. I can't be mad at it. I just salute to everybody that is doing all that they can to put one foot in front of the other despite their circumstances. Some people grew up with no parents and are in foster care and are waiting to get adopted and don't get a chance to have a normal family life, right? Or two parents in the house. Some people grow up with one parent and that's all they have. Some people grow up with both parents. So I always want to make sure I'm not generalizing about parenting, and I'm always acknowledging the fact that we all have grown up different. But I think our universal connectivity is us having the strength to still smile and still be kind and to still want to help out others. I know a lot of people that grew up in broken homes, sort of say, and they're looking for a home and they just want village and they want self-sustaining community and they just want people to support them. So here's my support to you. Like, just keep going, stay strong, continue to be fearless, and connect with communities that are like-minded and also have gone through different circumstances that are like yours. All right. The second thing that we wanted to talk about, communication in marriage and relationships. All right. Right. God willing, you have your parents, don't take that for granted, guys. If you have both parents in your life or grandparents or great grandparents, do not take them for granted, especially if you're in the millennial generation. Our grandparents are getting older. You know what I mean? Make sure you put out a video, right? Or not to put out a video, record a video of them and sit down and interview them. Like, get a chance to hear about what was it like in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s before it's too late. All right. And record as much content as you can about what the world was like and how much has changed. That's probably why I'm making an emphasis on this, to let you guys know, like, just be grateful, because the time that we have on earth is so limited, and just don't take it for granted. All right.